Hey folks, check it out. In this video, we're gonna turn this meh hatchet into an heirloom piece of kit, so stick around. So if you're new here and you like what you see, go ahead and ring that bell and subscribe so that you know when we upload new videos. I'll start by saying I really like the idea of this hatchet. The heavier head, the traditional design without the lugs, the curved handle, 13-inch handle, 15 inches overall. I just like the whole idea of it. But that said, I also really love my Gransfors Bruks wildlife hatchet, and the two are totally different. So I was at my local saw shop and I seen that they had a couple of these hanging up, so I checked them out and I bought two of them. One for me, one for Angel Baby. Today I'm gonna transform mine into something that I like. After a while, Angel Baby will use it and we'll figure out what she likes and dislikes about it, and then we'll transform her hatchet as well. I don't see any reason to take this new hatchet out and start bashing on branches and logs with it, knowing full well that I don't like the handle and I don't like the head. So I want to transform it and do my work on it before I even take it out. There's absolutely no reason to test it because I know I won't be happy with it the way it is. So if you see my last axe tune-up video, I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. I'm going to take the polish all the way down to below the logo so it really pops out at you. I'm still planning on polishing up the pole. I'm also going to do some work on the handle, but this time instead of burning it, I'm going to use some leather stain, and then I'm going to heat it up and put in the oils and treatments. The first thing that I'm going to tune up is the head, because I don't want to get all that metal filings worked down into the wood of the handle after I've already cleaned up and dyed the handle. So the first thing I'm going to do is inspect this edge and make sure that I already know it's dull, but I want to make sure that it doesn't have any obvious major flaws in it, any super thick parts or anything else that I can go ahead and tune up before I start the polishing. All right, so let's get started. Here it is, just about done with a 600 grit. It's not flawless, but it's pretty good for an axe. And I'll probably take it one more up to 1,000 grit, and then I'll go to the buffer. Alright, so we finished the polishing part. We've basically gone to this from this. You know, everybody has their personal preference. I could probably go down a little bit finer on this. It's got some micro scratches in it, but I don't see it as necessary. It is an axe, after all. It's going to get kind of beat up, and this is a real easy to maintain polish. All I have to do is clean it up and go hit it on the buffer real quick, and it's back to there. I used a green compound from Flex Cut, which is a stropping honing compound. It works really good for the polishing also. I did not polish the pole. I just cleaned it up. It gets a fair amount of abuse, so I'm not going to worry about putting a mirror polish on it. So this is where we're at. Next step, handle work. So now I have to look at these swatches that we have. These are all the leather dyes, and I want to see which colors would match what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for something a little darker up here, fading into something lighter at the bottom. So I don't want to go too dark. I want a rich color. So here we're looking at light brown, and what would go good with that would be, I think, those two. So a British tan and a light brown are what I need. So the next step, now that I got the dye in it, is going to be to burn it. Maybe add a little bit of darkness with the burn, but not too much. But primarily just to heat the wood up, and then I'll put in some beeswax and some oil to seal it, and it is ready to rock and roll. Also, lessons learned. I did not know that if you use leather dye on wood and hit it with a torch that it would lose its color. Pretty cool effect. I plan on using that on some future projects. So lean into that comments and tell me, have you ever tuned up an axe? And what do you do differently than the way I do it? You can connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Tag me in the photos if you do any kind of a tune-up on an axe and you use any of the information that I showed you. That would be really cool. I appreciate it. Remember, Survivology 101 is the only channel dedicated to the art, science, and psychology of survival.